This is one chapter from Tim Patton's new book, Masculinity is Our Future, read by Duke Armstrong.
Today, American girls can choose to be anything they wish. The women's movement has provided an incredible liberation for girls and women, where the world is a girl's oyster. Not all girls experience this, but virtually most girls undergo a talk at 2 or 3 years old that turns her toward a life of fear and helplessness. The touching down there discussion undercuts every girl's chance for fearlessness. Her parents, generally her mother or female guardian, are advised to raise the topic in an honest and age-appropriate way, which usually translates to, "Don't let anyone touch you down there." Some give this talk when the child is as young as 1 year old. Of course, a healthy warning to a child of the dangers of the world is in order. But even though the mother may offer this warning in a quiet and compassionate manner, she will likely convey a dark underlying message as her face turns ashen, her lips tremble, and she takes on a deadly tone. Despite her young age, the child is perceptive and is quick to absorb unspoken words. The mother's inner fears can be contagious, and it doesn't take long for the child to catch the illness of indelible fear. Most have now been programmed to live in constant fear of men who might do bad things to her. What a terrible cross for her to bear throughout her entire life. According to the Journal of Social Forces by Oxford University Press, almost all women are worried about sexual abuse. It is an obsession. A recent BuzzFeed article listed 29 everyday activities ordinary women avoid because they are apprehensive about a man attacking them, including traveling alone, couch surfing, going out at night, and even meeting the cable guy. Some are even anxious about wearing heels or a ponytail because it would be harder to flee from a male attacker. This fear has become a part of them and can show without them realizing it. While many women readily agree with FDR's assessment that we have nothing to fear but fear itself, a majority also says that they are afraid of walking alone at night, clearly alluding to concerns about being attacked, almost certainly by a man. Writer Anonymous Jane probably sums it up best when she says, "I'm smaller than most men and afraid of being beaten. I'm afraid of being raped. I'm afraid of being taken advantage of. I'm afraid of letting myself fall into an abusive relationship." Even though actual rape facts show us that the rapist is 99% of the time an associate or friend, and not a boogeyman stalking in the bushes. Women are taught terror. In fact, according to Patricia D. Rosé, author of Fear of Rape, an entry in the Women's Studies Encyclopedia, they fear this kind of attack more than any other violent offense. Her studies show that this phobia, common among a significant majority of girls and women, develops in the early years, generally between the ages of 2 to 12. In many cases, those studied claim they remember hearing warnings from parents about stranger danger at a very young age, although there was no explicit reference to sexual assault. But as they grew in age and maturity, their parents added increasingly explicit warnings that were probably thought to be age-appropriate. However, what might have begun as an earnest attempt at responsible parenting led to a circumstance where girls and women fear and distrust the opposite sex. Feminist ideology reinforces terror. As they approach adulthood, some women quickly find themselves bombarded with popular feminist ideologies that are distorted lies, including white male privilege, patriarchy theory, and rape culture theory. Individually, or altogether, they will portray one-sided views of where women rank in the world. Rape culture advocates will imply that everything boys do, or men find passionate, like video games, all represent a culture of rape. They avoid investigating into why women, sometimes by force, will rape or more often coerce men into unwanted sex. Nonetheless, through the narrow feminist lens, they generalize, seeing women as being oppressed by a white male patriarchy, of powerful and privileged men, and pegged as second-class citizens, relentlessly objectified, violated, and raped. Even though feminist author Andrea Dworkin was falsely credited with saying, quote, all sex is rape, unquote, and, quote, all men are rapists, unquote, those cliches are pressed into college students' minds worldwide. These distorted and self-serving dogmas have played a major role in stereotyping males as aggressive, dangerous, and toxic. Instead of boosting females' self-esteem and expanding their career options, modern feminism has helped to convert many women into petrified, angry, assertive, male-hating anarchists.
You can read or listen to the entire groundbreaking digital book, Kindle, paperback, or audiobook by going to Amazon.com and searching Masculinity is Our Future.